Have you ever been on a flight from Panama to Central America in the Dominican Republic, in the island of Hispaniola, and all around you, the other passengers are speaking Spanish? Or have you traveled on a bus on the island of St. Lucia and the other passengers are speaking Patois? And on these occasions, you cannot understand the language you are hearing? Well, I have, and I felt lost as my brain tried to decipher this new information. After 5 years of studying 3 foreign languages, I am unable to converse in those languages. Learning the practical side of languages from an early age would produce more students who could fluently speak foreign languages. And this can be done, for example, by taking lessons in conversational Spanish, which provides an interactive cultural experience where students are given a holistic exposure to Latin culture. Nikisha Marshall made it her goal to become the leading provider of one of the most important skills in language learning, oral communication. She hosts, she hosts camps with native and partial native speakers, which was the fastest way to get children actively engaging with the Castilian language because they pick up the language from the speakers as they present the language with specific context during the camp. The English-speaking islands of Trinidad and Tobago is situated 6.8 miles from the northeastern coastline of Venezuela in South America, where the majority of the population within that continent speaks Spanish. Yet in Trinidad, there are about 1,500 Spanish-speaking nationals out of a population of 1.4 million. By learning to speak Spanish, the two nations could develop improved means of communication between them. I want you to consider how the Lord confounded the language at the time the people were building the Tower of Babel, which caused the development of other languages and differences in culture. But today, we are seeing the proliferation of languages and people of diverse cultural background and countries are coming together on a global scale. This is an increasing number of immigrants from around the globe who now resides in the island of Trinidad. They bring with them their language and their culture. They retain their native language within their families while practicing the island's English language with the natives. So, for example, the Chinese immigrant who speaks both Chinese and English, the South American who speaks Spanish and English, and those from other parts of the world who live here now, who are also bilingual, causes this proliferation of languages which can be observed in societies throughout the world. Does the Lord have a hand in this? When the children of these immigrants grow up and are absorbed within the society, what a wonderful mixture of people and cultures where each one would have love and respect for each other's way of life. Anne Merritt, writing for the Telegraph, wrote that psychological studies have found that speaking two or more languages is a great asset to the cognitive processes. The brains of bilingual people operate differently than single language speakers, and these differences offer several mental benefits, such as becoming smarter. You build multitasking skills. You stave off Alzheimer's and dementia. Your memory improves. Your decision-making skills improve. and you improve your English. According to Ruth, in her book, Language Learning and the Practical Side or Practical Use of Language in School, she said, grammar is the structure and system of a language, and it can help the student to learn a language more quickly and more efficiently. But receptive and expressive language skills are crucial, not only because they are central to our school learning, but because they establish the basis for lifelong communicative competence. The ability to put language to practical use, to expand knowledge, apply what is known, and establish creative alternatives and resolutions to problems have implications for cultural production and reproduction. There are those who say that learning a foreign language has some disadvantages, such as cost of language courses and the time it requires. However, my schoolmate, Carl Simmons, after graduating from the University of the West Indies, he came out an economist in agriculture. He immigrated to the United States and worked on Wall Street, earning a lucrative income. And yet, he still took night classes to learn French. Carl said he knew that the firm where he works would hire someone with foreign language skills, which are an asset for his job. The financial returns far outweigh the cost of learning another language. Bilingual students would stand out when applying for a job, when they study or work abroad. I want you to think about the implications of this, and please learn to converse in another language. Thank you.